transformation in their lives. And by studying the icons of the civil rights movement, like Minnie Jean Brown Trickey, one of the Little Rock Nine is here tonight, how could you not see the value of education? I saw Bob Moses tonight and Dave Dennis, and I said to them, we call it rip-off syndrome, that our young people have been literally ripped off because these people are not in our history books. So the idea is, if they're not in our history books, thank you. If they're not in our history books, we have to bring this to them. So I argue the civil rights movement, I understand the premise behind Black history, and it's wonderful, but this should be taught in September, October, November, December, January. I would skip February, shortest month of the year, March, April, May, and June. And we give voice to people who are not in our books because, frankly, I'm tired of young people being ripped off.
What are students most surprised to learn when studying the civil rights movement?
The most thing they're surprised about, in my opinion, is that it really is about ordinary people who did extraordinary things. That when we put people on pedestals and we call them heroes, which I even like the term sometimes, but it means I may not be able to reach that status. So we want young people to see themselves reflected in the civil rights icons of the 50s and 60s and say to themselves, what they could do, I also can do. I'll give my one example. Minnie Jean was 16 years old. She was a high school kid. And how she, with other young people, transformed this nation. Well, young people have the ability to do that. We just have to let them know that they can do that. And using nonviolence as the principle, that we can really make social change.
How has this work changed you?
Well, I'm a different person. I've been doing this for 15 years. I thought I knew about compassion. I didn't really understand compassion until I met my friends of the civil rights movement. I thought I knew about courage. I didn't know about courage, real courage, till I met my friends of the civil rights movement. And the line, all men are created equal, it is the goal that America stands up to that ideal for all men and women. And so through the prism of the civil rights movement, we believe at Sojourn to the Past that young people can take that mantra and make it a reality. So it has changed my life for the better. I have an 11-year-old son. I wanted to name him Martin, Medgar, Fred, John, Vernon, Steinberg. His mom wouldn't let me do it. His name is Justice. And I think that's an appropriate name, honoring our icons of the movement. So I say thank you to the elders here and to my elders right here.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, we got to get together. Thank you.